in the heart of New Orleans, 10 inmates vanished. Their escape felt almost like an episode of Breaking Bad. Like, they snuck out through a toilet hole. Okay, I guess not a literal toilet hole, but there was a hole in the wall where a toilet used to be. And all of this happened without a single guard noticing a single thing. One was waiting trial for a double murder that happened on Mardi Gras Day, another charged with orwarding and kidnapping. Some of them were charged with very brutal crimes, and others were awaiting minor hearings. Over 12 hours passed before anyone realized that the 10 men were nowhere near the prison. And by then, well, with all of that head start, 2 of them had already crossed state lines. Sounds like a pretty bad setup for a prison comedy. But unfortunately, this was not fiction, okay? It all started with a plumbing shutdown. Sterling walks in one of the inmates' cells and allegedly turns off the water for a plumbing issue. The only weird thing about this is that he doesn't report the issue to supervisors. Instead, he shuts off the water and quietly walks out of the cell. The inmates remove the entire metal toilet and sink unit from the wall. Who even comes up with that kind of idea? And the labor too. This is how you know it could be me. Just the thought of the unpaid labor is already enough reason for me to get very, very familiar with my cell and probably get to know my cellmates. God forbid that would never, ever, ever happen, okay? The inmates sneak through the court corridor and emerge outside where they scale the security fence using clothing as makeshift rope. These guys were actually very productive. A security camera facing that area was, well, you guessed it, broken. A prison security camera has been out of commission for months, and no one thought, maybe it would be a good idea to get it back up. And the 10 men just walk off into the horizon. How romantic, right? One of the inmates' name was called, no response. Staff went back to the cell to check, and ta-da! The toilet's gone. There is a big gaping hole in the wall, and 10 inmates are now officially gone. All attention was now on Sterling Williams, the man who shut off the water that night. Yeah, but he says that he was threatened, which sounds logical because why would he get involved with convicted felons? He tells investigators a story that, if true, he would be another victim. He alleges that the inmates forced him to turn off the water. His hands were forced. He feared for his life if he didn't comply. If you think this story starts at one guy and a missing toilet, you're about to see how deep this rabbit hole or sewage shaft really goes. The public